Oh, hey. It's a little chilly out there this morning. Feels good to be in the shop. Did you know that it is Squirrel Awareness Month? Well, squirrel. You know, the things with the furry tails, the rodents. You know, there's red ones, there's black ones, there's gray ones. If you live in the city, it seems like there's way too many. If you live in the country, it seems like there's not very many. Probably because there are things that, you know, eat them. I don't know. I've seen birds harass squirrels like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, Squirrel Awareness Month. So be aware. Be aware of the squirrels. Moment of silence if you see one that didn't quite make it across the road. I always feel bad for those little guys. But you know, maybe they weren't the smartest of the group, you know. Not that, you know, if you're not the smartest of the group, I'm not saying you should get run over by a car. I'm just saying maybe take a little extra time when you hit the roadside. Just be aware. So maybe it should be not the smartest of the group awareness month. Maybe there is one of those. I don't know. If you're not sure who in your group is not the smartest, well, I'm just saying. Also, if you didn't just get that, okay. I am super glad to see you here. You beat me to the shop again. It's so early in the week, I don't even know what's going on. I got to take stock. I'm waiting on a carburetor to come in for the Mustang. I'm waiting on a circuit board to come in for the Riviera Cutlass. I'm waiting for someone to buy the Riviera. Meantime, I'm enjoying driving the car. I'm waiting on an engine to finish being rebuilt for Marcus Aurelius, the huge red Centurion. So, a lot of waiting, but what can we do while we're waiting? That's the question. In the meantime, let's grab a cup of coffee together and just scroll through our phones, you know, kill some time, and then kind of see what trouble we can get into. Sound like a plan? Okay, it's a lot warmer in here than it is outside, I'll tell you that right now. Hey, I decided to get going while you were busy watching cat videos on YouTube. It's a black hole, I'm telling you. You just need to pull the plug at some point. Glad to see that you were able to exercise self-control on that. Let's see. So, I have been notified by my app. Let me interrupt myself with, there must have been a little bit of fuel or, well, I don't even know if we can call it fuel at this point. It smells awful. Something in the tank that mixed with the gasoline that I put in there, because it smells straight up varnish. I'm telling you, straight up varnish. I just unhooked that line. It kind of tasted like it too when I siphoned it with my mouth. So, anyway, I got notified that my fuel pump for the Dustang here is going to be delivered today. So, I decided, why don't I just start taking this pump off? start taking this pump off in preparation for it. Oof. I might take that line off. It does not. It's not happy. Let's just put it that way. It's been on there a long time, you know. You gotta have a little compassion for these lines because they spent a long time in one position and they don't like to be. Ooh, I think I'm like even bending the. Anyway. Yeah, so just gonna whip this thing off here real quick so when that shows up, I can put it on. Did you know that the giant Indian squirrel can grow up to 3 feet long? It's like a raccoon. Would not want that in my attic. I mean, I don't want any size squirrel in my attic, you know? I mean, why do people feed squirrels, but they won't feed a rat? I mean, it's the same thing. I think it's because the squirrel has a fuzzy tail, and people have a soft spot, so to speak, for fuzzy tails. Just saying. How do you explain rabbits? I mean, really, they're all just rodents. How do you explain it? So, all right. Yeah, let me get this off of here. All right, I've got the fuel pump off and I decided I'm gonna pull out an electric pump. I had this on a 69 Corvette temporarily and it worked for a little while, but then it wasn't quite enough juice. So I just have it on my shelf. It's a little electric fuel pump and I am gonna see, it's really designed to be a pusher pump, but I'm gonna see if I can get it to pump fuel. Out of the tank. Try to get some good fuel in there. So let's just see if I got this the right way. Oh, that's backwards. Let's try this. Whoop, immediately making a mess. All right, let's get you pointed down. There we go. There we go. Sucking that fuel from the tank. Okay, that looks like better fuel than was previously there. Okay. All right. All right, we're gonna put this up here so it won't run out. I like that better. Oh, that smells like gasoline now. It was smelling awful. It was all varnished up. I'm going to let these air dry before I put them away again. Actually, let me see if this is loose yet. This just does not want to come off. Golly geez. It is on there good. Well, I've got it juiced up. We'll just keep it juiced. I don't really want to break it off, but if I can't get this hard line off, I may have to run a soft line. I don't really want to do that. I always like running a hard line up from the pump to the carburetor if possible. Good grief. This is really something. I mean, really. Okay, well, let's just let that soak for a bit and pretend that I didn't just fail at that. All right, I think I am going to, I'm also just about to get the new hood hinges in for the Dustang. So if you remember, on the driver's side here, I had a problem. It was loose. Anyway, wallered out, is that the proper terminology? And the hinge was not mounted tightly to the inner fender. And it looked like it was not probably going to be able to be without some reinforcement and help. So I'm going to pull the hinges off, kind of inspect the mounting points, make a plan so that when the new hinges come in, we can swap the springs over from the old hinges to the new hinges and then mount them back up and try to get this hood, you know, closing. If you remember from a previous time spent with this car, it had blown open at some point, not to the point where it was bent over against the windshield, but enough to tweak the hinges so that it wouldn't close. It was all wonky. So, new hinges, hopefully can shim it into a decent location and go on down the road, so to speak. That's the idea. All right, well, let me get busy at that. Oh, hey. Why are you standing behind me? I mean, I don't understand what's happening. So, hey, I got the line off of the fuel pump. And also, on an unrelated note, I have a hernia. So, probably too much information. Okay. Well, while I'm still waiting on the fuel pump to come in, because I see it's not over there in the incoming packages pile location, I decided to start working on the hinges. So if you can see on this side, this was the side that was, you know, doing the weeble wobble, not a good situation. So I'll show you real quick kind of what exactly happened here. I'll bring you in on that. What we got, I just kind of have it temporarily fixed in this hole. This was, I mean, whatever the hood did, it like mangled this. It pulled this whole thing back. As you can see, these other ones, they're welded in, and I'll show you the back side, but it's kind of goobered up with undercoating, so you're not gonna be able to see it, but yeah, this originally kind of had its home right there. So my plan is to, let me grab the light here. You can see on this side, I've kind of cleaned up the metal a little bit. I'm gonna tack a weld right there to hold that in place where it's supposed to be. And then I'm gonna get some scrap metal that I have and cut a piece in there and just kind of tack it in around it to hopefully, you know, do a better job of holding it. So it's thankfully not the only, you know, there's 3 mounting points. So if I can make this one, it may still be the weakest link, but we've got 2 other good ones, and I think we can make it work. So that is what I am about to do. Tomorrow, the new hinges should come in, and I'm kind of piddling around, if you couldn't tell, just on little things, because I have family coming in this week. So I really am not going to be in the shop much. So I'm just trying to get, you know, knock some little things out, some whatever. So this spring here, you can see on the hinge, I'm going to reuse that on the new hinges. So as soon as those come in, I'll lay them out and we'll swap those over and then put them back on the car and try to shim the hood into some sort of appropriate location. So, did you know that squirrels can run up to 20 miles an hour? Who knew? Well, I mean, now we know, so we can't really say who knew. We'll be like, yeah, well, we knew that. We know all about squirrels because we're aware of them this month, at the very least. So, all right, I'm gonna see if I can dig up some scrap here and kind of form a piece around, grab the welder, drag it over, and see if I can make this, you know, well, good. I'm not saying pretty, you know, we'll just spray some more undercoating in and it'll be fine. It'll be pretty after that. So, yeah, let me drag my welder over. Sorry about the noise. They're burying fiber optic cable. The whole area is moving from basically copper pairs to the modern era. And I'm excited about it because I will have much, much faster internet. So I finished it. It's not pretty, you know. It's functional. Functional, not pretty. So basically, all the work that I did there is going to be covered up by the hinge, you know? So nobody will see it anyway. And it's a little bit difficult for a welder of my caliber, which, I don't know, what's a not very good caliber? Is it a pellet? Pellet caliber? My pellet caliber welding, it's going to hold, it's going to do the job, but I had to cut out a little piece of metal to fit in that area where there was none because it had ripped it back in some sort of violent, I don't know what. So I had to replace that metal, weld it in. You have to be very careful because this thin metal, it wants to warp, and if you don't have your setting right on your welder, it'll pop through. I had to do that once, but I was able to repair it. So anyway, yeah, you can see for yourself, it looks terrible, but it's not going anywhere. So now I just have to wait for those hinges to come in. I'll mount them back up, and then I will get an assistant to help me put the hood on and see if I can get it to close properly. But while we're waiting for that, we're just jumping from one thing to the next because we're just waiting on all kinds of things. The fuel pump came in. So take a look at this thing. I only say this because old or new parts that you get nowadays versus old parts. This here is an old part, and it's still dripping. But I just wanted to show you a couple differences. If you look on the side, I don't know if you can tell that, look at the flange here and compared to the thickness of this flange. Look at the difference on that. Also, this diaphragm is bigger around. I don't know if you can see that. You can't because the rag's in the way, but take my word for it, it's bigger around. And if you look at the arm, you can tell the old one is much thicker, much more robust. Yeah. This whole, and it weighs more. This doesn't weigh as much. Hopefully this does the job for many years to come, but it's hard to beat the original. I don't even know that this was original Ford. It could be. Looking at the rest of the car, there's a lot of originality on there, and I was just going to point that out, and I'm going to put this on. And 2 minutes later, it'll be done. So, unless you want to do it, you know? No? Fine. Did you know that, speaking of fine or not fine, did you know that squirrels lose about 25% of all of the nuts and things that they hide for winter? They lose about 25% to thieves. Or as the squirrels like to say, the IRS. So that's their little squirrel language. So, yeah, even squirrels, I know. Nature at its finest. All right, I'm gonna get this on. I don't know if you saw that in the time lapse, but we got gushes of fuel coming out of the line right here when I cranked the car over. So it's a win. And you know, I also have fuel dripping from the fittings, so you know, it's a you know, just forget that. Delete all of that. Let's just end with the win. Where is that dripping from? I do not know where it's dripping from. Hang on. Okay, yeah, it's definitely the fitting. It's the hard line coming up to the thing, the carburetor. It's definitely that fitting is, well, maybe just needs to be snugged up a little bit, so. All right, what else are we waiting on? Okay, we're waiting on the springs, or not this, we're waiting on the hinges to come in. So we can put the hood on. I'll tighten this up, and then we're waiting, obviously, on the carburetor. All right, we're getting close. What I'd like to do is get this car off the blocks, started, you know, warmed up, heating up, and then, you know, then we can see if the clutch even works. I don't know. You're on this adventure with me. So, okay, well, that's it for now. Go grab a snack. I'll let you know when something's happening. Well, we got the new hinges in. I just figured I would compare them to the old hinges. If I can get a box opener. Okay. Still have to swap these springs over if these hinges look right. Okay. Whip. Hey. Hey. Well, yep. Sure, this is how it's going to work. Oh. Well, yeah, they say it's easy. Well, on the plus side, these are very stiff hinges. Let's see. This one would be the equivalent of that one. So one thing I'm noticing right away, oh, nope, that's not the right one. That would be, let's see, is it going to be this one? Yes, it's going to be this one. One thing I'm noticing right away is that the whatever linkage, if you want to call it, is straight on the new ones, and it's all bent to crap on the old ones. I don't really want to mess these hinges. I could pry them, you know what I mean, with a piece of metal, but I don't really want to mess them up. I mean, I'm 99% sure they're the right ones, but come on. Okay, well, let's fast forward to the part that I get them open. So, you know, it was super easy to, you know, work the hinge. It's just, you know, it's not hard at all. It didn't take me 5 minutes to do that. And pay no attention to that. This is just a specialized tool used for, you know, hinge work. So you can see the angle here is a little bit not the same, but this one has the tension of the spring on it. So I'm going to swap the spring over and then grab the other hinge and swap that spring over. And then we'll be good to test mount them on the car. Yeah. So something else. No, I think that was it. All right. Did you know that squirrels actually fake hiding some of their food to fool thieves? Well, you know, they're sneaky buggers. So I just hope the IRS doesn't catch them. That's all I'm saying. Don't hide stuff. If they're gonna take it, they're gonna take it. So anyway, I got work to do. Okay, go find something to busy yourself with. Run the vacuum over there. I think it needs it. Oh, why are you laying on the floor? That's weird. Okay. I understand being tired. It can happen. But I'm pretty excited, actually, because, well, not because I put rubberized undercoating in my welding area, but I got someone to help me put the hood on. So now that I got the hinges kind of mocked up, my arms, they're just not big enough to put the hood on and bolt it up. So I got family in town, one of my brothers, and he's going to help me put the hood on. So he kind of wished to remain anonymous, so I had him grow a beard real quick. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell us apart, except that he's taller than me. So anyway, I'm excited about that. So let's get him in here, throw this hood on, and after that, I've probably got nothing because I'm going to be on vacation. So, but let's do this thing. Oh, hey, did you know that squirrels pretend to bury their food? Oh, I told you that. Do you know they can run 20 miles an hour? 20 miles an hour, up to. Oh, I told you that too. It turns out there's really not much to know about squirrels. I mean, just be aware of them, I guess. It's a short list of facts. They're basically rats with bushy tails. So, all right, let's get going on this hood. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm probably going to end up taking the hood off again. You know, I was reading this week. This month is, all right, just hold it and I'll do this. It's, okay, I got that started. Let's see if I can do this. Whoops. It's, whoops. I was telling Sarah this. It's Squirrel Awareness Month. Right? You didn't know that was a thing. But it is.
Extra special.
I know. Extra special for squirrels. Can you see it? Are you in there?
Yep.
Whoops.
Turn off.
Oh, okay. You line it up, get it as flat as you can on there.
Good in?
I just want to make sure it's not cross-threaded. You know, sometimes they get, let's see. Okay, hang on. I'm kind of surprised if it didn't, because that would make sense. Oh yeah, look at that. You sure did. This is a mixture of gas and antifreeze. Just to hang out there, you know? I'm just gonna dry this off real quick. Will you hold that and just don't move? All right, yep. Let's make sure it's clean. Okay.
Nothing to see.
Okay, it doesn't seem, push the bottom of the hood that way. Yep, more, just, oh, will it not? Okay. Come on. What is the deal? There we go. Well, this is not. It's because.
This one's tightened down?
No, it's because of the way the hood is. It's a little concave here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So this bolt. Okay, you hold that. I'm going to try to turn it with this. Ooh, that is not going to work, is it? Ooh, I have an idea though. Let me get this size of bolt, except a longer one, just a temporary, and I think I can get that to pull out. Okay, push. Yeah, let's just straighten it out. Come on, come on, come on. Hang on. Oh, come on. What the hell is the problem here? Hang on, hang on. Okay, lift it up so there's no gap. Like, yeah, now push it. Come on. Why is this wanting to cross thread? Oh, there we go, there we go. Got it, where's my, all right, let's try this. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm gonna try to.
It's like this one.
Hang on, let me see if I can. Can I wonder, you're pushing it this way. Let me just tighten these down real quick. See.
This is gonna hit.
Well, it kind of looks like it was gonna hit on that side too. Let me.
Meaning that when it goes down, it adjusts with the springs?
Well, you can see how this spring,
Yep.
like this is where the old one was. Like this has moved over that way quite a bit.
But I was just aware of the old spring, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Boy, those are stiff springs. Okay, so. Okay, so, but you can see like the bottom.
This is
Like it's sunk down.
it's even on both sides though.
Okay, so that's good. That means I can adjust the springs
As far as the space, you're aligned right there.
It is actually right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so stiff.
And it's hitting the back. So it's
Is it hitting
because
me?
it's lower. If it
Oh.
wasn't low, it wouldn't be hitting that bottom, that frame part.
Okay, I still don't like how it's like moving. There.
Can that drive take the manual pull like that?
It will, as long as you don't pull on the battery. I don't like to use it that way, but it will. I'm not really pulling on it that hard. Like, I'll have to come with an actual thing to.
Do these have torque specs on these bolts?
Yeah, they do, but because the mounts are so old, I'm not sure that they would. Okay, that's still really.
On that side?
Just to try to keep it from flexing. I'll replace this bolt. Okay. That at least will make it so I feel like it's fitting right. Okay. All right, let's see what it does. That's better. Ooh, that's a lot better. Mm-hmm. How's it on the back edge?
It's not touching. It's even all the way down.
So this front latch might have been why it flew up in the first place. It's like, it's not really even releasing.
Meaning it never caught.
I'm thinking it never caught.
You closed it, it looked closed.
Okay. Wow, that actually looks really good.
It's slightly lower, but
Slightly.
it's slightly higher in the front.
Yep. Yeah, they could even come up just to tickle.
And back. Just not much, because it's if you look at, is yours uneven on the front? That
It's
lip?
pretty close.
This one's not.
So sliding back.
Yep, on this side. I guess both sides, wouldn't it be? Is your gap even all along the?
Pretty much. Like, you're not going to get an exact even because it's an old car.
So if you slide it
Get
back,
as close as you
you
can.
slide both sides back.
I would.
Otherwise, you wouldn't get the gap even on this side.
Yeah. We could slide. I mean, it would just be a very small bit. Very small bit. Like 1/8 of an inch, maybe, back that way. So that's the two on the hood itself, sliding back, and then picking up really just a very small bit on the side hinges,
Yep.
because that's the up. Yeah,
You have a slight step down on the other side too?
a little bit, yeah. A little bit. Boy, these are so stiff.
So once you have this position where you want it, seeing as you're gonna take this off again, are you gonna mark?
Well, I'll leave it on for now. If I take it off again, I'll mark it.
So that you know.
So I know exactly where it is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's not hard.
So if we mark, let's say, this, that's not a very good mark. Okay, then we can see
How far we're going?
how far we're going. What's a better mark? Something closer. Yeah, then we know if we're, like where we are on it.
So essentially, we're dropping it down the width of that mark,
Yeah,
roughly, or a little more.
maybe a tiny, maybe a mark between.
Two widths.
Yeah, like
mark
two
widths.
mark widths.
Okay.
I'll make two. This is a stupid marker. Okay, then it's at least close. Hang on, let me look and see where. Okay, so we come up a little bit. You'll have to lift it. Yep, yep. Down, up, up. Okay.
There.
Let's try that. Okay, let's try the other side. And actually, I'm probably going to swap out the bolt on this one.
You do this one first.
Oh, right, because that's tight then. Lean over. Okay, so push the hood that way, the bottom of the hood. There it goes.
So it's a disturbing sound.
Whoops. Okay, let's, I'll loosen this. I'll loosen that just a little so I don't lose the threads. Oops. It's never great.
All right, so
Okay.
this is going down, right?
Yeah, will it go? Or do I need to loosen more?
That one, the bottom one.
Okay. Move. Try to take the pressure off of it. No, maybe I'm gonna have to. Try that. See if it'll. Oh, there it goes.
Down. There we go. Yep. I can't see the mark. See how it's up?
Okay, up just a tickle. Down. This down. Oh, one just a little bit down, just a little. You would just wiggle it. Oh man. Just afraid it's gonna like drop. Oh, hang on, we might have got it. Okay, we'll try that. It might be a little further than I wanted, but. All right. All right, let's try this.
It looks even. It's still low though. This side's low. This side's lower than that side. But this side was bent too.
Yeah, it was.
But it's still low on this side. That side looks more even.
It does. That's weird, right? I wonder if I didn't tighten that as much.
So,
That side doesn't look as bad.
So I think it's just this hinge is too low down here.
Okay.
I wonder if there's, because of the play on this bolt down here, if that's what's, when you're pushing it down,
Yeah.
it's lowering the hinge because of the play.
It might be. Maybe I just need to tighten that more. I think we could. I think we can come up on both of them just a little bit. Like this one can come up more. So let me. And then I can tighten them up just a little bit more than I have been. Take some of the flex out of it. So it's loose.
It is loose?
Yeah, so you should be able to. Hang on, let me loosen it more. Oh, I guess I thought it was. Okay, yeah. It's loose, except it's not. Other than the fact it's not loose, it's ready to go. Let's see. Should loosen it again a little more. Come on. Whoop, there it goes. That was it. Okay, well, I think it's a little more. What do you think?
Try that.
Just go up just a little
I
more.
feel like more, but I don't know if it will go
Well,
up.
let me loosen it.
Does it have the slides to go up more?
Try it. Like just lift up as far as you can go. Okay, okay. That's a pretty good amount. All right, I'll do these. Okay. All right, let's close that before we do the other side.
That's much better.
Oh, yeah.
Much better.
This side isn't actually bad. I would just leave that, I think.
It looks very similar. This is coming up a tad, but I wonder if it's because this was
Yeah,
slightly the rust that's bubbling it up, so it makes it look higher than it actually is.
but here it's not up higher.
Right.
I'll just push it down. There you go. It's even. Old cars, you know?
It works.
They're malleable. I like it. I don't like this latch. I feel like it could fly up again. But I can,
Can you oil that up and
yeah, I can lube that up and
see if it improves?
it just moves so much. I just don't love it. But I have a feeling this hood really is bent. So when I'm tightening this concave it's pulling it up, you know, because it got bent originally. And if I just come back here, yeah, let's say in a couple days, I might be able to tighten it up even more. Just kind of stretches back into place.
Are these blinker indicators?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's cool.
I'm stoked though. It closes. I don't know how many years it's been since it's been able to close, but I'm guessing like
So the other
we were
springs-
teenagers.
The other springs didn't hold it up.
No, they held it up, but the springs were fine. These are actually the original springs. The hinges and the plate and the hood were tweaked.
Oh, they're bent.
So that's why this is rusty, because it was,
It was chipping away as it was.
yeah, it was hitting on the back and it wouldn't,
Okay.
you couldn't even get it to close. Thankfully, he didn't force it.
Which didn't damage it further.
No, it didn't damage it further. So new hinges, and then I kind of beat this surface a little bit back into shape. Yeah, it's awesome. I am so stoked about it. Well, I appreciate you joining me on Squirrel Appreciation Week.
I hate that it had to be this week.
I know you hate that, but I know a lot about squirrels now, so it's great. Oh, hey there. I got to be careful of this chair because it's breaking. I'm going to need a new one pretty soon. So I rearranged my office a little bit, and the table I was using, I took away and brought this desk from the house. This desk used to be my dad's, actually. He's no longer with us. Well, I mean, here in this area, he lives in Texas now. So, sorry, Dad. You're still alive. Don't worry. Anyway, it used to be his desk. I remember as a kid, well, I had to have been this tall because that's what I was looking at. Him working at it, whatever he was doing. At one point when I was really little, he had a small TV with a screen about this big in black and white. And be watching TV on it and all that. So I can't remember how I ended up with it, but I wanted it because I'm not very sentimental. As a rule, not very sentimental, but this desk had a memory. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. It's got a lot of character. It's very old. So I don't know how old. Also, if I lift this up and look, someone carved like a tomahawk in the wood. I believe it was one of my younger brothers. I only have younger brothers, so it was one of them. The brother that was here says it wasn't him. He thinks it was the other brother, which I just feel like, that's probably true, because it couldn't be either of us. It has to be him. So anyway, got some family memories. It's not in the best of shape, but I like it. So transferred that other table, made it a standing workstation over there. So that's gonna do it for this episode. Again, super glad you're here. You had to suffer through the hoodscapades over there on Dustang, but yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. So I'm gonna spend the rest of the week just enjoying, maybe sit around the fire pit, do some shooting, just kind of relax. So next week, well, I've got an old friend coming in, so you'll get to see that. I have to pull the engine out of that car, and hopefully we can wrap up on Mellow Yellow and get the carburetor for Dustang. So I don't know, you show up and whatever I have my hands and elbows and face in, that's what we'll be doing. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week.